Hello everyone, let's look at the new Atelier game and 8 other games that are releasing soon. We Atelier fans have had a wonderful surprise. Yes, a new Atelier game, and it looks like another mainline entry. The affable Mr. Hosoi introduces Karia.
昔の記憶もなく、友達もいない。ないない尽くしの私にあるのは、
大地のマナが枯れるという異変が起こり、我々は原因を究明し続けてきたが、未だ不明だ。
どうして忘れちゃってたんだろう。
We have some really intriguing new concepts here to deal with. Alchemy expands everything. The items created through alchemy are not simply weapons. Whether it's exploring or creating a stronghold, alchemy will change all aspects of this adventure. Additionally, the protagonist Karia will have elements of transformation. Synthesize, use, then eat it. All of it connects in this new atelier. Well, an old saying goes, you are what you eat. This could turn out very exciting and amazing. We have to trust that the team at Gust, with all their experience, will get it right and not have it turn into something very strange. There are some story details revealed here that I don't want you to see. It all sounds very mysterious, just the way I like it, and I will witness it with my own eyes, Mr. Hosoi. Karia can change her physical abilities by eating items, and skills can also be unlocked depending on what she eats. Actually, I don't want too many details because the great enjoyment is discovering all these things for yourself.
もう一匹いきます。楽やったもう一匹いきます。
地獄の豪華だ。はは、豪華に飲まれろ。
We must talk about synthesis, right? For this title, the keys to synthesis are the mana pieces and the alchemy cauldron. Now, this is very interesting. We already had mana as a crucial factor in Atelier Yumiya synthesis. And it looks to me like we might have an evolution of this mana system here in Karia. Visually, the system looks quite different from Yumiya, and personally I'm on board with some streamlining. I see that we have some connected lines back in Karia, and I'm really excited about that because it looks rather similar to Ryza, and Ryza is still my gold standard for modern atelier synthesis.
どれにしようかな。
You're most welcome, and we thank you.
ありがとうございます。
We poured our all into this game, which gives new possibilities to the Atelier series. We're counting on your support. And it's releasing early next year, which is not far away at all when you think about all the games we still have coming in this year. The first time I saw the announcement trailer,
The years were long, weren't they? Have you forgotten me so soon?
I was honestly a bit concerned because of the arena setting. It's not something I usually go for. However, subsequent reveals reassured me that this would be a proper Fire Emblem game after all. This was the first time since the release of the Switch 2 that I felt I needed it now in order to be able to play this game. I have never missed a Fire Emblem game. The other important reveal that a new Xenoblade game called Genesis will be coming to the Switch 2 next year confirmed that this was the right decision.
This is the Dagdan Empire, a prosperous land ruled by the gods.
I have pre-ordered the Dagdan edition from Nintendo Australia, which means that I should receive it by early October, and I shall report back then.
Can I really do this? Rewrite history and save the lost future?
Another Eden was a popular mobile free-to-play game released back in 2019 worldwide. I don't play mobile games, so I can't comment on it, but now we're getting what's referred to as a reworked version for PC and Switch. The two big JRPG names mentioned at the beginning of this trailer were and still are obviously a very big draw card. To my mind, the mobile origin of the game is still discernible, particularly in the graphics, the character graphics and also the animation. However, in the end, it's all about the story and the gameplay. I wouldn't say I'm super excited for this game, but I'm certainly hoping that we will have a pleasant surprise, and I intend to keep my eye on it and try it out maybe in between some of the other big releases. By the way, at 8.5 minutes, this is surely one of the longest trailers I've ever encountered. So if you'd like to see more of the game, I recommend you check it out.
Of course. Now, let us waste no more time.
I must say, a frog character is a big plus in my book.
Now go.
Another Eden begins.
Disgaea Mayhem. We're getting a spin-off game. As you can see straight away, it looks very much like a Musou game. Now, I actually like Musou games. Occasionally, they can be a lot of fun. The only problem arises if they become repetitive. I'll definitely check it out. Hey, it's Disgaea. And we don't have to wait long at all. Next month already. It's crazy how many JRPGs are releasing in July.
The first Final Fantasy in HD 2D.
There are games coming out this year that are of such obvious interest to those of us who love classic and modern RPGs that I just want to mention them briefly. I won't go into much detail. I don't think it's necessary.
Heroes resonate across worlds.
Hello everyone, I'm Keisuke Nakashima, producer of Final Fantasy Resonance. I am excited to talk to you about the very first HD 2D Final Fantasy game. Personally, I have always loved the classic turn-based FF battles, and Final Fantasy Resonance has returned to the strategic combat style with some nice modern additions.
I am happy Square Enix finally realised how many players out there love turn-based combat and classic JRPGs. I've had my eye on this game since 2023, when it was released on Steam. It's called a wuxia or martial arts RPG. It was developed by the Shanghai-based indie studio The Swordman Studio and published by Singapore-based Spiral Up Games. Since its release in September 2023, the game has received highly positive feedback on Steam. Unfortunately, there's no demo available, so I can't judge it for myself at this stage, but I think it looks just beautiful. But there is a big problem with the console ports. They have been delayed and delayed, and now the publisher Clouded Leopard Entertainment have provided a release date of January the 21st next year for the PS5. I'm not sure what's happening with the Switch. It's probably just as well they're not publishing in September this year, because that month is just chocker. Let's hope they can stick the landing for January 2027 and that we get some news about a Switch release as well. The remastering project of games from the Tales of series continues. This looks like a straightforward port of a 25-year-old PlayStation game. It was called Tales of Destiny 2 in North America, and 20 years ago it came to Europe as a PSP game, and I've got it and I've played it and I love it. Such zany humour in this game. I will definitely get what looks like a pretty basic remaster, but let's face it, there is only so much you can do with a small collection of pixels. It says a lot about this game that I was prepared to put up with what is not one of the best combat systems out there.
Will be ours! Charge!
People can be stronger than they ever imagined if it's to protect those they care about. That's why I'm here.
Come on!
Gosh, September and October are looking crammed. This is surely one of the strangest announcements this year. Exstetra is an old PS Vita game from 2013. It was released in Japan in celebration of their Kiss Day on May the 23rd. So very Japan specific. Furyu, the publisher, has now announced that the HD remaster of Exstetra will launch worldwide for PC on Steam on July the 30th. They also said that ports for the Switch 2, Switch 1, PlayStation 5 are in development. The remastered version will come with English and Chinese subtitle options. You will probably not be surprised to hear that I have a copy of the Japanese Vita game, and I have played the game a bit at least. It struck me very much as an average sort of JRPG, a portable game in the style of its time. So it will be really interesting to see what changes they make to bring it into the modern age of gaming. The story follows high school student Ryoma. He is the chosen savior known as a Prisma. He encounters candidates who will also become Prisma Knights, and he can awaken their powers through a kiss. The kissing can be switched off in the remaster, I believe, after the first kiss. I can't say I'm awaiting this remaster with great excitement, but I will definitely check it out since it's an old Vita game. Trails in the Sky second chapter is obviously a sequel to the first game, and therefore certain types of spoilers are inevitable in a trailer, so please take care.
Time. I'll do this.
The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky first chapter came out in Japan in 2004 for Windows PC. In 2006 it received a PSP port in Japan. It took a long time for international releases to come through due to the extensive text that had to be translated, with Xseed doing the localization. So in 2011, finally, the North American release of the PSP version came out. Later that year, the European release as well by Ghostlight Games. In 2014, we finally got the PC version in the West as well. I played the PSP version on my Vita about 12 years ago, and also got the second game, second chapter on the Vita, but never got the third part. When the remake of first chapter came out last year, I was obviously overjoyed. I have played the beginning of the game, and it looks and plays absolutely beautifully. They've done one of the most astonishing jobs, I think, in producing a remake. However, I didn't want to have too much of a big gap between playing first chapter and second chapter remake, so I've been hanging in there waiting. Not a problem with the huge backlog, of course. And my plan was to play first chapter in July, August, and then in September, when second chapter is released, I'd be able to segue very neatly into it. Whether it'll work out like that, I don't know, because, well, you've seen the release schedule for JRPGs and other games of interest, and I honestly don't know how we all are gonna manage. So, 17th of September is worldwide release. Who will be ready for Chapter 2? Thank you very much for watching. Please keep well, stay positive, and I'll see you next time. I'm Britta for Food for Dogs. Bye-bye.